What's up, everybody? My name is Alex. Welcome to the ZX Show, everybody, and I am super excited to have you guys on the first episode of the podcast show. Now, I've been behind the camera a lot of times, right? But now this is the first time I'm going to be in front of a camera, and I'm kind of nervous. But without further ado, welcome to the ZX Show. Now, let me introduce my first guest. He is a beautiful man, straight from Florida, straight from the hotness, right? He is one of the guys that you just want to come there and really pause, no diddy. You wanna just come to him and just give him, like, ask for advice, and he's gonna give you this nugget of advice. You're just gonna life changing, like, I don't know. You're just gonna have your life change. All right. Without further ado, it is my main man, Kevin Contento.
Yo. Thank you.
What's up, brother? How are you?
That intro was a little slippery, but I'll take it.
You know what? You should take it because this is the first episode. You know what I mean? So for anyone that doesn't know you, can you just formally introduce yourself, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm an instructor here at the Illinois Media School. I moved. I'm not from Chicago originally, but moved up here about a year and a half ago from South Florida area. And it's been awesome ever since. I grew up, of course, there, but film has always been my passion, and always been trying to figure out how to make a life out of it. And came up here with my wife and our two kids. We got a family, and the price of living in South Florida has just gotten kind of astronomical.
Yeah. Dude.
So we thought we'd do better up here, and so far it's been a blessing. And meeting all y'all right here in IMS, it's been a lot of fun. So I'm happy, and knowing you, Alex, has been amazing. And this opportunity to kind of jump on board something you're starting is a lot of fun. So hell yeah, I'm gonna do it and whoop your ass on some DBZ.
Yeah, well, don't spoil what we're doing over here, all right? So don't spoil, all right? Because I might lose my job. Nah, just kidding.
Beep, beep, beep.
So I've been playing the game here in IMS, okay? And I was thinking, like, you know what? I'm gonna throw some meaty on it. So me and Kevin, I asked Kevin, I was like, hey, can you come and do a podcast with me while we play the game? He's like, sure. And I'm like, yeah, because I want to whoop yo ass in front of everybody and everybody in front of the world. Yeah. So before we even do that, I just want to go into a little further. Nice. Always calling me a cheater. I just want to go a little further into you, Kevin, just so the audience can get to know you. You say you like film. What was like the first movie or sort of film that you watched and that kind of drew that spark in you?
Man, I would say, I'm not gonna lie, animation stuff like this, like cartoon shows, I think was really kind of like what made me want to, like, first I play around with this idea of this world. And that's kind of like how I started editing. I had a Windows Movie Maker on a PC, and would download, what were those download torrents back in the day, like LimeWire and Kazaa, and like I would just download some random movie and put it to like a Linkin Park song, and be like, and that would be like something those coming to life.
DBZ,
yeah, I would be like, damn, I'd be like, this is dope. And then I had a bunch of buddies who were into skateboarding, and I was just trash at skateboarding. I never wanted to take any risks, so I was like, fuck that, and so then I just would record them on like a DV camera, and basically would edit it like in the camera. Oh, nice. Recording, stopping, and then moving the angle and recording again, and seeing that live progression, and I don't know, and that's just kind of like the beginnings, I guess.
And that was the kind of beginnings. So,
yeah,
dude, you were like, I'm ass at skateboarding. Let me switch to my profession.
Not liking that. So pick up the camera, next best thing.
You weren't into Tony Hawk?
I played all the games for sure. I played all the games.
I wish that was me, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah. And I would do pretty good. I would, like, sometimes I would be that person that would, on like the verses, just wait till the last 30 seconds and then do like the move where you can keep the clock going and then like try to win at the end. I try to cheat like that, but yeah, that's what it was.
Nice. So, Kevin, now we're talking a little bit about you. What are some things that people things that that people don't know, that may necessarily know about you? Some, misconceptions about you.
God damn, Alex. All right, let's see. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Is there something about me you guys don't know that you want to know?
They want to come on the mic and see what they thought. What was your first thought of Kevin when you first walked in here? Anyone want to give us a little twist on it? Nobody.
Ethan's got something.
Hey, Ethan probably got something. Ethan got something.
Say it. What was it, Ethan?
Come here, Ethan. There you go.
Don't lean into me because it's gonna look bad.
You're gonna look. Yeah, you're gonna see.
He's been saying all these words, triggering words. So I'm gonna give you a man space.
He was nice.
He was nice. So people don't think you're nice or what?
Maybe. I would rather they think I'm not nice and then find out I'm nice. I'm at that stage in my life where definitely not looking for everybody's approval. So if I can just on my looks maybe give some people like the give me some distance, that's great because I get grumpy these days. I'm like I got a lot going on.
You got a lot going. You got
exactly.
the phase right
the
now?
car knows what it's like. It's just you got stuff going on. So what are we doing here?
So Kevin, one of the things I wanted to say before we even go further into the show, I'm gonna play this little game. So I'm gonna ask you, what will you do in these scenarios?
Okay.
Okay. And so you just give me your best,
For sure.
best guess, whatever, right?
Okay. All right.
All right. Let's say you were in Jurassic Park, okay, and you were taking a dump in the porta potty.
Yep, that's like Jeff Goldblum.
Yep, Jeff Goldblum. What would you do if you heard the first step of that T-Rex? What are you doing?
I tell my wife this all the time. You gotta leave me alone when I'm on the toilet. Like it's like the last bastion of freedom that we have. And when people come barging in, T-Rex or woman, it's just too much. So I mean, I kind of get angry or I just shut down and I'm like, okay, let's just deal with it. Like, but I would just tell the T-Rex, let me deal with this first, man, and then you can eat me up. Like that's it.
All right. What's your favorite food? What's something you get from the grocery store? Like your main thing?
I'll say my favorite food has got to be pizza.
All right, so let's say we were at a pizza joint and I order pizza.
Okay.
And I made it seem like I'm ordering pizza for all of us.
Okay.
We sit down and when I open the pizza box, like the box, like when it folds, you see this half.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what if I turn it to you, made you look at it, and I turn it back to me, and I just start eating it in front of you?
I'll be like, man, fuck this, man. That's why I'm a grown ass man. I'm gonna buy my own pizza and never hang out with this dude again. Like that's it.
I think this time we're gonna bring a piece on the show to see what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. So if you were Goku, right? Because we're getting into Dragon Ball Z.
Hell
right?
yeah.
If you were Goku, right? You're in his shoes.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you're doing on Earth?
Dude, eating Goku sized meals. Like, yeah, like going to some. I've heard that, I've seen this before where in Japanese restaurants, they have like a culture of like challenging eaters. And,
really?
Yeah. And like the owners of restaurants actually like will like, they'll like that. Like they'll like, if you say you want to challenge them, they'll bring like servings after servings. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but if it is, I would like go into one of these places and be like, I'm about to put down 100 of these ramen bowls, like, keep them coming. And that would be cool. Like, and to know that I could put that away and still look ripped, like that would be enough superpowers for me. Like that'd be dope.
All right, cool. Now, let's say you were the president.
Okay. I'm the president? Oh, God.
President.
What country?
Hold on. The United States.
Oh,
okay.
God.
And you were to, like, pick your vice president. Who were you picking?
Fuck, I'd probably pick my homie from Florida, Ed Lee.
Ed Lee?
Yeah. I'd be like,
okay, shout out Ed Lee.
Yeah, he's more business savvy than me, and I could actually trust him when I turn my back around.
What's your first term?
Huh?
What's your first term?
Like the first 90 days?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you looking like?
Like, oh, dude, I mean, my first 4 years, I don't know, man. I'm not going to try to deport and rip apart families, though. Not to get too political, but, saving families, y'all. Gotta stick together. These are hard times.
There you go. Kevin coming in politics, man. Kevin coming in with the politics. What you feel about that, dude?
I just don't want ice running up in
ice
here.
You don't want them taking me?
Yeah, exactly, Alex. We need you. We need more podcasts like this.
We need more podcasts like this. Well, speaking of podcasts like this, right? Now, this is going to be the first show of the ZX show. And basically the whole point of this. I'm gonna turn a little bit serious here. The whole point of the ZX show, really, the first idea of it was, people that are suffering with like loneliness or like depression and all that, just coming to hear like a podcast where they can feel like the homies right next to them. You know what I mean? Like some sort of friends right next to them. That's why if you guys are gonna see the show more often, you guys will see that there is people back there, and I did it on purpose. The reason I wanted to do that because I wanted to make sure, and I'll show you, show you guys right here. Yeah. The reason why I want to show everyone here was because, well, making friends is hard sometimes, right? When you don't have a group of people, or you don't have nothing to talk about, or you feel like there's nothing to talk about, it's kind of hard, right? So the whole point of this was to get people going, get people comfortable, and then if people, like I said, if people comment and they want to be part of the show, I don't care where they're at. The goal is to one day like fly them here to the show, and then afterwards they hang out with me. And then we do whatever. We'll play soccer. We'll play basketball. We'll go out to an arcade. We'll go to Dave and Buster. Whatever we go to. We can go skydiving and go eat. That'll be dope. So this is just a podcast where people can just sit, listen, enjoy, and just feel like there's a friend in the room. And Kevin, first question about that is, have you ever felt like that in any point in your life?
Yeah, man. I think at all stages in life you can feel lonely. I mean, even being a dad is a lot of responsibility, and sometimes you feel like you're overwhelmed and there's nobody there, or a husband that you those responsibilities can weigh down on you. I've been through things where my family's going through some trouble, legal issues, and that's always been like, as a teenager, you don't know what to do. Sometimes you're like, the world is bigger than what you can handle sometimes. But you got friends, you got family, and then if you have a passion, I always say like focus on that. Whether it's drawing, writing, painting, whatever it is, that these things help you, and something like this is a great space for that. So I hope that whoever needs that is finding some sort of relief in a moment like this.
Yeah, for sure. And like that, and that was the whole point of that, was to just make sure people know there's people out there that really care about them, and that's what the whole ZX show started.
For sure.
And also it just means like being different from regular TV, regular everything. I want it to be like a rebel station, like a rebel thing where people can be like, you know what, I don't want direction, and most of the time I'm like that. I don't like direction. I don't like to be like, I like to be structured, right? But I just I like to be outside the box, not think out of it, just be outside.
Which is what hanging out is about.
Yeah, exactly. Which is just random things where you can be laughing at one point, and then the next point it's like you were talking about other stuff.
That's how I love hanging out with my friends. It's like we're in this room, but we're gonna maybe listen to music, maybe put on a show, maybe get some food. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen, but that's the fun, Yeah.
So what's your dream blunt rotation? Name me 5 guys.
Blunt rotation? Oh my god. Like my dream team?
Yeah, your dream team.
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Dang, I would say damn, that's a good question. Let's see. I would say I'd probably have to put like Biggie Smalls.
Okay.
Just because I want to see like one of his eyes do that eye thing, like where it's like one's looking that way, and I'd be like, damn, Biggie Smalls is scary. And like, but he seems cool too. Let's see. There's like this Iranian philosopher that I actually like, who's a poet kind of scholar guy, but he's old as hell, and I don't think he would ever do weed, but it would be cool if he did weed with me. And so that would, do the weeds. That would be nice. Ethan. Yo. Throwing Ethan in there.
Yo, we gotta throw Ethan. Yo, come here, Ethan.
If Ethan were in that rotation, I would just look at Ethan and make eye contact with him, and
Ethan, come back. Get down. We want to show you. Like, this is Ethan, guys.
Yeah, Ethan just graduated, so congratulations. Yeah,
right,
so him being a part of that rotation would be hilarious. And Antonio. And then Aaron, and I think I would just round it out with some IMS
stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah.
After hours IMS. All right. Okay. I think mine. Let's see here.
Yeah. What would yours be? I'm curious.
Definitely Ethan.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
I think Ethan would just like make me think
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like he was just
But
say
he'd
some
keep me
real
happy and
stuff.
safe too. I'd be like, okay, Ethan's here. I think we're all good.
I think we're all good.
As soon as Ethan leaves, that's when I might go, okay, I think the party's over.
I think I
Let's
might just
go.
panic. Let me leave. Joshua, my boy Joshua over here.
Yeah, Josh.
Joshua definitely gonna be in there. Let's see. Damn, some heavy ones. All right, artist named Lucky. Shout out Lucky. Gotta give it to my boy Lucky. Two other people. Dang. You know what? Metro. I feel like Metro Boomin is low key too like chill. Like
That would be
really
cool.
chill. And then the last one. Yo, if he was alive, if he was definitely alive, I would give it up to damn, I'm forgetting his name. Eddie Guerrero. I don't know why Eddie Guerrero would like make me laugh. I feel like he got like so many dad jokes. I feel like he would just crack me up, bro. Like I feel like that's crazy like I feel like that's crazy
fun.
blood rotation
Yeah.
right there. Right. So what did you watch growing up as a kid? Like what were some of the cartoons? What were some of the like things you got like grew up into?
Man, I mean, like some of the ones. I mean, Rugrats, right?
Rugrats, okay.
Ren and Stimpy,
Okay.
Rocco's Modern Life. You know, some Looney Tunes, like, and then like DBZ, GT. What was some Gundam, some Digimon, some, and then like, and then you would see some random stuff like Akira, or like Ghost in the Shell. But I mean, I don't think you could really comprehend that yet. Like you were like, what the hell? Like you would see it on like a website or something, and you would kind of look into it. But that I would say like those are the main. And then South Park. Oh my god.
Oh god.
So much
yes,
South Park. Jesus Christ.
Don't be messing up my mic, bro.
Shit. Sorry. First day. Day one.
Don't be messing
Day
up my
one.
mic,
This is
bro.
day one.
It's day one. All right, cool. Now, so speaking of like all of the cartoons and animations you watch, right?
Right.
Like, what did that? Like, how did that come up to you? Like, what was that first? How was that introduced to you? Like, did you just discover it? Because when I first started watching Dragon Ball Z, I was just flipping through channels. I just saw it on
Right.
Nicktoons,
Yeah.
and then it landed on like the best. Listen here, the best fight ever in Dragon Ball Z, and that is Goku versus Vegeta, the original. Nothing else tops it. All right.
So like the first season.
Well, hold on. Well, Cell versus Gohan, Super Saiyan 2. That's second. All right. I can never put Goku
Cell,
and Vegeta.
not Zell.
Zell. My bad. Sell me some money, Kev. You in my show.
Yeah,
Sell me
exactly.
some money,
Zell.
bro.
Zell.
No. Cell. See, now you mixing me up. Zell. Cell versus Gohan was ranked number 2 for me, but how did you discover all that? Like, how did you get into like Gundam? How did you get into like all these other crazy things?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was like a little bit of that. Like we watch TV late at night. I mean, you also hear friends talk about it at school, so that
Right.
was the other thing. And then, I mean, I also remember going like to like the mall, and like there used to be like these stores that would sell VHS bootleg tapes from like that were like Japanese bootlegs of like cartoon shows, and they would be selling them like for like $5. You would get like 5 episodes of some random Japanese show, and it was in Japanese with English subtitles, and I was like, oh man, this looks kind of cool. I have a VHS player, like let me just buy 1 or 2 of these and go home and watch this bootleg version of some show that I can't see anywhere else. And it was so bizarre, but like that's kind of how I found some things. Yeah, exactly. Bootlegging is dope. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big
Bootleg,
fan
when you
of
go like
bootlegging.
foreign movies and like bootleg
Yeah,
movies,
I
they're like
like-
low key the best. Like even though they're like look crappy, but they're like dude, they're like.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's
Sometimes
fun.
It's fun. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get.
And that was kind of like you back in the day. You were just more like out there trying to have fun, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was the sort of younger teenage into the teenage years of just seeing what my friends were doing and all that,
Right.
and trying to hang out. Yeah.
Okay,
For
so
sure.
it seems like Kevin was like pretty chill.
Yeah, dude, I like to think I am. I mean, I get pissed off and shit like everybody else does, but still I like to maintain a pretty chillness, So yeah.
And where does that come from? Because a lot of people don't understand like being chill is kind of like a hard thing to do. Like especially like
Yeah.
people try to like annoy you or like try to like get under your skin. Like kind of like how do you stay chill most of the time? Because I be seeing sometimes like I be seeing some situations and I be like, dang, I would kind of like.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
shit. Sometimes I'm not chill, and
Right.
that sucks because you hate to like see that side of yourself. But for the most time, it's just like, okay, putting things in priority and being like, okay, this isn't the end of the world. I mean, what we do like here in film and all that, like I've been on many sets and in production situations where somebody's freaking out, right? And I'm like, bro, like I'm like, no matter what we're doing, it's not fucking saving anybody's life. I don't care who's the star or who's a part of the show. Like, I swear to God, nothing is gonna save nobody's life. No one's gonna die if this isn't there right that second.
Right.
And so that kind of was the attitude I cultivated, and like, I think it works, but life, that's like on those scenarios. But when you're in real life, like sometimes like the chill's really short because I'm like, God damn, this is real life. Like, like this is gonna die. Like someone's gonna, something's gonna happen. So you can't be chill.
And I think that's why I love media so much, where it's just like you can be yourself,
Yeah.
and then like not apply real life.
Yeah, I think you can take that kind of pause to be like, hey, like, let me redo it if it wasn't right. I did it wrong. Let me do it better the next time, and not put so much pressure on just it has to be right now. It's like, no, this is like a thing that grows, and you get better at it. You meet collaborators, and the next thing you know, you're in a space where you have all the talent and the willingness to get it done. So it's cool, and that comes with time.
So with film and you being so chill with that, what were times where can you give me like a crazy story? Do you have any crazy stories where you being like frustrated on set, or you seen people being frustrated on set?
I mean, I remember one of the weird ones. I mean, I have tons of like little memories of people yelling over something as a production assistant. And if you don't know what a production assistant is, you're pretty much like the lowest of the lowest when it comes to like a
trash.
set. Yeah, and like, I remember hearing like one of the stories I remember hearing was for this singing competition. This wasn't me, but literally they went into overtime, and so when you do that, you have to kind of feed crew and extras. Otherwise, they can charge the production more money if they don't get fed after a certain amount of hours. Ooh. And so they went into overtime, and they made 2 PAs run to Burger King and order like 200 hamburgers. And like, I remember they said that these people walked in there and were like, yo, I need 200 hamburgers. And you just literally like pause, like everybody stopped. People like the cooks in the back, and like the people were like, who the fuck? Like kind of like looking. And I'm like, that's just one scenario where I'm like, I've been in similar situations where, oh my God, like the lunch hours about the thing, and then now fees and overtime, and it's like they get so mad if you don't fucking make a miracle happen in 30 minutes. And I'm like, bro, it's not gonna happen. So you just get it done, and you show up, and if they go, oh, it's too late, you go, oh, I'm so sorry, here are the sandwiches, bye-bye. Like, that's it. It's not. These are productions that have the money. So at the end of the day, you get into a car crash rushing, and they're not going to pay for your car. Yeah. So like, screw those productions. If you're in a situation, just be careful. Yeah.
Wow. And that's kind of like the.
Oh, I do have a good story, though.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Here's one. I was working on this. It was like a bunch of local people in Miami that had known each other, and I knew this one dude who was like a musician. He's a dope dude. He's a musician, a young dad, and hella chill, and he would always smoke weed, like always be high, and then rap and all this. And so we were on this set that, imagine this, they're kind of spiffing like a housewives show, but it's all scripted. So they're trying to pass it off as reality TV, but it's all scripted. Right. Yeah, and the show was called Gold Diggers. All right? And so basically they hired a bunch of actresses that were gold diggers and set them up in these situations as if they were living this life. Whatever. It was a shit show of a production, but it was cool people that worked on it. And one of them was this guy. And so like, dude, we would like go on a run, like, oh, we have to go get something. And we would get in this like Audi, throw out the roof, the sunroof, cruise down like some dope ass boulevard in South Beach, and he would just pull out the green apple and just pack it up, and we'd be like, and just like freaking hotboxing it in this car, getting stoned, driving around town for like an hour, and then we'd come back and be like, yeah, we got those cables, and just like sit there and go, you know.
And how long did you stay on set afterwards?
Yeah, it was like a whole day. So I did that thing we were on that set for a couple weeks, but yeah, dude, that was fun. Those are fun ones though. Like that was fun.
Oh god,
yeah,
dude. And then how high were you?
Pretty high, dude. There was one. I remember this one time we did a shoot that he also brought me on, where it was a photo shoot at the beach, and we got there really early. It was by Nikki Beach, which if you guys look it up, it's like pretty shit so fancy in South Beach. But we had to get there really early, like at 5 a.m. And dude, he like rolled up something, and I smoked it. And I remember walking from the car to the beach. I like couldn't even walk, and I had to hold him. I was like, bro, I can't walk right now, bro. You gotta help me. And so then we made it to the beach, and he's like, just sit down. And I sat there for like 30 minutes, and then finally I got my legs again, and I was like able to get up. But sometimes I got really high, but not anymore. I don't do that much. No.
Just like when you gotta go sleep.
It's medicinal. Yeah,
I feel that.
It's only when the doctor says I got it, and I'm like, okay, I got it. The doctor said so.
Man, Florida is crazy out there, man. And speaking of you being in Florida and like, you know, getting that Florida weed, whatever, but you being in Miami, right?
Oh no, yayo's cocaine, right?
Yeah,
that's
okay.
right. No cocaine. Sorry.
How was that culture? Like, where did you grow up? Like, in what part of Miami did you grow up in?
So here's the pause. I didn't grow up in Miami, so everybody gets confused with like, you're from Miami, that's South Florida. You have to think of South Florida as 3 counties, really. It's Palm Beach, it's Broward County, and it's Miami-Dade County. So Miami-Dade County is the biggest one, right? Then you have Broward County, which is where like Fort Lauderdale is. It's like that level of things. And then you have Palm Beach, which is the one above that, and that's like, you know, the most and to go up and down from Palm Beach to Miami is probably like an hour and a half drive, you know. But you got to think that life is interconnected. So like when I was born, I was born in a city called Plantation, Florida.
Plantation, Florida. I heard about that.
This is the South, okay?
Yeah,
places are literally called plantations still.
Yeah.
So I always lived there, but my family lived in Hialeah, so we did live in Miami there. Then from Hialeah in Miami, which is like Cuban that's like Cuban Mecca, like a lot of Cubans there, we moved to Broward County, and then my family has since then always stayed in Broward County. But, you know, we have aunts and uncles and extended family that live in Miami-Dade and all that, but life is so interconnected. It's like, you can live in one county and work in the other, you know, like, right. And that's kind of how it was my whole life. It was like you were going to school here or working here, or you had friends here, you know, I don't know. Like some of these people are too ride or die, you know, but I always like that. I think there's like a clip where they ask Kodak Black if he's from Miami, and he's like, nah, I'm from Pompano. I'm from Broward. And I'm like, it's true. It's true. I'm from Broward too.
I'm from Broward. We're gonna call it safe. You were with, you know, Kodak Black and all those.
Yeah. I've never met Kodak Black, but that would be dope if
good.
I met him. I'd be like, Broward. Dope. 954.
Did you like ever seen those rappers like down there in Miami? Did you ever work with any popular rappers?
I mean, I've seen a lot of artists, musicians, but I'm trying to think if there's anybody known that like I worked with. Like, I don't know, there's nothing that's coming to mind.
Do you have anyone that you work with that was pretty big name, or like any big name companies that you worked with?
I mean, yeah, like I worked like on the Entourage movie. For like when they shot a couple of stuff down there. Worked on some commercial stuff that like there's like always like kind of like food companies or advertising companies that we've worked with. I mean, I'm trying to think though, like, you know, I've worked on a lot of Telemundo and Spanish language stuff. Oh, because remember, you got to think like Spanish language is a huge market in South Florida, so there's a lot of content that comes into that. I worked on a lot of reality TV, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Oh, or you know that show they used to have Khloe and Kourtney Take Miami? Yeah. So I worked on like a season of that, like a little, and you know, I met some cool people, but that was like a crazy ride too, you know, as a PA. So yeah, there's been always a lot of things, a lot of cool projects, a lot of shitty ones, but eventually what happened is I wanted to do my own stuff. Right. So I always kept kind of churning in the direction that would put me in that path, because otherwise I would still be doing reality TV right now, like.
And how
probably.
what part of that? Because I can't imagine doing a reality TV show. Like, how is
Dude,
that?
yeah.
Like, people think like it's scripted, or people think like.
I mean, it is. Yeah.
Is there like any structure towards it, or is it like a shoot and go?
There's producers. There's like literally like 3 or 4 producers that are sitting there with little headphones, hearing everything, and they have sort of a laptop with story notes, and so they're kind of going, well, remember she said this a couple days ago, and that made you really pissed off. Remember that now and get angry about it again, and so they're kind of nudging certain emotions and certain things about what they're gonna do. It is very like planned. So yeah, that's kind of annoying, and I mean it's also just kind of soul sucking work, I think. But you know what? Yeah, and here,
drama, yeah.
they have like, they don't do anything for themselves. Like, these people, like, it's like everything is done for them, and then they have to act mad when it's not perfect, And
Wow.
you're like, it's crazy. But I will say that the people who work on the shows, like the camera guys, like they make kind of bank. Like, they get paid.
I was say, like, they probably make a lot of bank.
And they get paid for travel days, like where all they do is get on a plane, or all they do is pack up their gear. They get paid their full rate.
Right.
They get per diem. So they always get like a couple $100 a day just for them to live off of. So it is a sweet gig, and I get it, where a career person would be like, yo, I just want to do this. It's comfortable, and it's you know what to expect. So I can't hate it, but I just was like, fuck, I can't shoot reality TV. Like, fuck that. Like, I don't even like.
Did
watch
you have
it that
interaction
much.
with any of the Kardashians?
I did have to get. Kim Kardashian had a dog during that season. It was like a little puppy dog.
Okay.
And I remember they were like, go down the hall in the room and the dog is there. Go bring it to us. And I was like, whoa. And so like, I was like, it's a lot of responsibility. And so like, I walked down the hall, and sure enough, I opened this entire room only for one little fucking dog, and I'm like, all right, come here. And I just grabbed him and, gave it to her when they were like, okay, give her the dog. And literally, like, I just handed it to her, and and then she like handed it back to somebody else. And then
God.
that dog has never been seen again. Pretty sure it's fucking dead somewhere. Exactly. Yeah, that thing's in hiding from all the shit it saw. Exactly. I'm pretty sure the next time I saw that dog was on the Diddy trial. Exactly.
All right, before we go on break right here, I'll ask you one last question. You talked about languages and all that. So you did kind of voiceover work, right? Kind of like that.
Voiceover? No.
I thought. Well, if you had to voice over any Dragon Ball Z character, who would it be?
Oh man, maybe I'll do like Piccolo, because I would just like to like work on my deep voice. I would like to try to do that, but I would be terrible at it.
Oh man, so we'll be right back with the show, the ZX show. We're gonna hit a little break, and when we come back, I'm gonna give this man some 1, 2s, and 3s on Sparking Zero.
We're gonna get to these. So
we're gonna get to these. We're gonna get to the Sparking Zero. So we'll be right back. And we're back, and my name is Alex, and this is the ZX show, and I have my guy here.
What up, Kevin?
Yup,
That's
Kevin.
me. I'm Kevin.
That's him. That's Kevin.
I
That's
just went up
Kevin. We
myself.
all about. All right, so look, we're gonna play the game real quick. We're gonna play Sparking Zero, and we're gonna have a little talk here and there. So let's get to the game real quick. All right. So
and I just want to start off by saying I'm a father of 2 kids. I do not own a PS5. I don't have that in the bank just yet.
Excuses, bro.
But of course, Alex is a young man, and he has
excuses.
plenty of time to play these games. So
Look, I have time. But disclaimers. Look. I've been giving everybody in the school some work. Either it's 2K. Either it's 2K or Dragon Ball Z. We fighting. We playing ball. Don't matter. We playing though. All right. So look. So let's go right here. I'm gonna start. Man, where do you want to go to? What's your favorite map?
just do the.
I think I'm gonna go.
Do this one. Do the.
Are we doing cell games?
Arena.
Are we doing cell game? All right, we can do
Classic.
cell game. Let's go. Cell game classic, baby. All right, so I'm gonna be player one. I'm gonna just quickly just choose my characters. Now, look, he calls me a cheater, but I just don't think he's not using the right people. You know what I mean? First of all, I gotta go Ultra Instinct. You know, that's one of them. Then I gotta hit my boy Vegito. That's 2. 3, I gotta hit my boy, Piccolo. That's 3. That's 4. 4. You know what? He don't like this guy, but I love him.
Which one?
It's right here. Hold on. My man do not like.
Oh God, Captain
Ginyu.
Yeah, I
my
hate
boy
this fool.
Captain Ginyu. You feel me? You gotta go with the
When
sauce.
I was even worse than I am now, Alex would just. Use
I didn't tell him how to play the game, guys. I didn't tell him how to play the game. So as we're playing the game, I just want to ask you, Kevin.
Yeah.
You watched Dragon Ball Z when you were growing up, right?
Yeah.
What was the sort of message you got from Dragon Ball Z? Because when I was growing up, my thing was I thought Saiyans were Mexicans. So I thought Saiyans were Mexicans. So I thought hard work and dedication was really your life right there. So let me just pick up.
I always thought that it was saying death to America. America's evil.
God.
They literally have the one guy that's most American. His name is Mr. Satan. I'm like, that's fucking
that's
crazy.
fair. I would say that's kind of fair. All right, go ahead.
All right, so this is your team.
No, that's not my. I already picked my team.
Wait, show me your team again. Go back to your team.
It's my team.
Okay, so these is okay. All right.
So you pick yours.
So this is God, yeah. All right, let's see who I got here. But let's see. Okay, I like me some booze.
Okay, you
I
like
like
some
me
booze?
some
You like some pink?
booze. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with this one. This guy's dope. And I'm gonna do it right here. I know. I'm gonna have you blur out my face if you keep adding in this kind of rigmarole that's that I'm not cool with. All right, let's see.
You good.
Let's see. I'll do maybe the kids are cool, but then they're kind of not cool.
The hitbox is crazy.
The which ones?
The hitboxes, they're crazy when you have little characters. Yeah. All right.
Wait. I'm not done yet.
Hold
Hold
on. See, Unc always takes his time picking characters. While he's picking the characters, I'm gonna ask him a few questions, see if he can, concentrate and still, talk to me.
Guy, go tanks.
What was your first video game you played? So start right there.
Oh God, first video game? Maybe GoldenEye or something.
Oh wow.
I don't know.
Okay. So
no, maybe Mario Kart that I can remember, or NFL Blitz '98. I just remember that was a dope one too.
Kevin, you be getting jams, dog.
Okay.
You just be in the mix.
These are
All
my
right,
guys.
let's
These
go.
are my
All right, we're gonna start it off. All right, cool.
All right. I don't. Let's see. Okay, I think I remember most of the buttons.
I hope you do.
Let's see. I know.
Because I'll teach you. Don't mind. So your first game was was that Super NES or was that 64?
Yeah, that was 64.
64.
Those ones where you go and blow out the dust in there and give it a couple tries.
Oh God!
But I think I remember a Sega Genesis too, playing a little bit on that. The Sonic games.
Okay. So the Sonic games.
Wait. What's
Okay.
the button to go up? How come I'm not going up?
It's R1. This one. See, I'm still teaching them how to play. Look.
Oh, it's R1. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
No. You're good.
Okay.
So, little backstory. I told Kevin I was a big Dragon Ball Z fan, and he was too, surprisingly. We actually have a lot of people who were Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm just giving that. Whoa, hold on. Give it that.
Yeah. I'm definitely warming up.
I had to give him work before I talk real quick. But I've always told him we gotta play, man. And then he told me bring it one day, we'll play, dog.
Yeah.
And we did it. And so I just told him, you know
I
what?
hadn't seen a PS5 in the flesh till you brought one in. I just saw all those fucking
They're
things
this and
online
stuff.
being oh my God, a PS5. You gotta wait in line for
Damn,
it.
hold on.
But it was awesome to actually play with one when you brought it in.
Yeah, dude. And then we started learning the game together, honestly. But then I went home and then played a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I went home and played a little bit.
Play
Damn.
the game together, dude. Yeah, right. This guy was going home playing the game all day, all night, and then coming in here and being like, "Oh yeah, I think this does this."
So I'm low key a hater. Everyone in the school knows I'm low key a hater. So when people want to just play with me, I'll be like, yeah, I'll give them the basics. But I ain't gonna give you all the sauce. Okay, you talking about Super Saiyan?
Transform up in here.
What was your favorite Super Saiyan? Ooh, okay. I thought I had that on you. What was your favorite? The most memorable transformation you ever
Oh, I think I think the top one will always have to be the one time where Goku went Super Saiyan.
The first
for
time?
The first time, yeah, dude,
Okay.
that one's pretty like iconic. Like I remember watching that, being like, "Damn, some shit just went down here. This is like my kids' kids are gonna be talking about this," you know, like, and it really does turn out to be like that. Have you guys noticed how big DBZ has like re-gotten?
Oh yeah. People have been like on it, and then like
Yeah.
you see people like celebrities like be wearing like t-shirts.
Right, yeah,
and all
like
that, and then-
fucking all these people. So here's the one thing. What's your take on Naruto?
Naruto. I mean, I like Naruto. I think to me, I think you have to like
Oh god,
all the big Shonen Jump shows. You
Okay.
have to, and then you gotta watch them. I feel like you do an unjust by not watching One Piece. You do an unjust by not watching Naruto. I think I'm gonna get your ass.
Damn, bitch.
I think.
Do you guys watch Naruto?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's a majority of people. Like, I think it's a running joke, but I think it's so true. Like, all Mexicans, they all watch Dragon Ball Z. Like, I think that's just like a damn. I think that's one of the things that like people like just have to know.
Right.
And then Kevin, like, okay, so your first game was 64. What was the first game that like you just couldn't get your hands off? Like, you had to play it every day.
Man, that's a good question too, dude. I used to play Crash Bandicoot a lot. Yeah, and I remember
That's tough.
I remember that was an obsession too for a little bit. That was an obsession too about like wanting to like always beat it, you know? Like
Yes.
that was kind of something.
Did
like
you
I
had
was-
all the PS2? Which one did you had it on? The Xbox or the
no
PS2?
PS? I had a PS1 and a PS2. I never had an Xbox.
There you go. You're not. That's
and
how I
then,
know you're
and
not
then
gay.
a PS3 was the last. Yeah, that was the last system. Oh, the car.
The 360 all day, yo.
The 360 was-
All right, look. Me. It was 360 over the PS3. I would say that. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
But
it was
after
dope.
that,
It
that was
dope.
the only one on y'all record. Do not lie. That was the only one on y'all record. And y'all changed up the logo. What your thoughts on that, Kevin? Have you seen the new Xbox logo?
No, what is it? What does it look like?
They changed it. I don't remember how it looks like right now, but they did change it. I'll show you after the show.
Okay,
But,
okay.
dude, that was so crazy.
And I think what I really like though is like handheld things like Game Boy Advance.
Oh yeah, dude.
You
So
know.
you got some money, dog.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
what?
no, I don't have. That was back in the day, dude.
Oh, you got some money, dog.
Well, I did have a Nokia phone when those came
Oh,
out. That was my first phone. Yeah, dude. Like I remember playing Snake on that thing, being like, "Damn, this shit's lit." I'm playing Snake, and then I remember being order my own pizzas. I was like, I can order my own pizza from Pizza Hut. Like
Look at that.
this shit is adulting as hell, you know?
Oh, what the
Hell yeah, about to
Nah,
boo
nah,
your
nah.
ass. I like this.
so
But yeah, stuff like that.
okay, cool. Cause I had a Game Boy Advance. I had a Cartoon Network racing game. What was like one of the first before I even ask this question, right? What is to you the best console of all time? Oh, boxing, weave.
Ooh.
All right, hold on. What's the best? Sorry, what's like the best? Like, what is the best console to you growing up? What was like the best?
Oh man, I mean, I think probably PS2 is where it peaked. I feel like the look of it and all that was just so dope. Like I felt like it was like, you know, owning like some piece of futuristic furniture that also like was just like sleek as hell, you know. But here's the thing: I also really liked. Did you ever mod any systems?
Oh yeah, dude. I modded a couple of PSPs. I modded yeah, dude. I modded my Wii, bro. That was one thing I needed to get it modded was the Wii.
Yeah. The Wii one was dope. Yeah, and I think that's.
God. Yeah, I think I might bring the Wii back in here, bro. We gotta box it out.
Yeah, about to eat Gohan. But yeah, that was cool, modding things.
Okay, cool.
So I remember when I would go to Colombia as a kid, there was a place where you could go to and get your shit modded, and like you could buy like all these like, you know, what are they, like pirated games, and so like that just opened the door for me. But I feel like you can't do that with a PS5 these days.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. You kind of have to like jailbreak
Yeah.
it and all this other stuff. Yeah, dude.
So-
What's your thoughts now, like with gaming, as far as like right now, GTA 6 is coming out, and they're looking at the price to being like maybe like $100, like just off the bat, like
I mean, everything.
first release.
Yeah,
For the game
I
itself.
think that is just for the game.
And
I
I,
mean,
feel like
that's the
you've been
thing, yeah,
you're a
I
seasoned
almost-
vet right here with
I
games.
almost feel
You know?
like that's normal. Yeah, I feel like that's normal. So
You
I'm
think
like,
that's normal now?
kind of. I don't know why. Like, I'm not so surprised, especially for what I think how massive the story and world of this game is supposed to be. Like GTA 6, you know, maybe that makes sense. You know,
That's true. And how do you feel like now? I
Damn,
think
you
it's in
just
Florida,
whooping
isn't it?
this dude.
GTA in Florida, right?
Vice City.
Vice City. So
Damn, you like beating up my
I'm trying
quick.
I'm trying to give you these wines real quick, bro. So
Damn, you
damn, dude. So
pounding this little kid.
I'm telling that you've been like around the gaming world. You had a lot of consoles growing up, I bet. And you know, I'm pretty sure that came with a lot of memories, right? And then we were talking about friends earlier. What was like the one core memory you had with your friends playing the game?
I never win these, by the way. You always fucking win these shits, and I don't understand.
Let me get
what the
that.
fuck
Let me get that.
The fucking trick is with that shit. See, look, and I broke
Look.
your little knob thing.
Oh, no,
Oh,
you're good.
goddamn.
You're good.
Sorry.
You're good.
And now I'm dead. Oh no, wait,
No,
I'm just
no,
rested.
yeah. It's too late for that though. It's too late. Don't even bother. Don't even bother, bro. It's
I
too late
need
for
it.
that. It's too late for that. Watch this. Give me that work, got
No,
it?
I think I
Nah.
I did the after image.
I don't
No,
think you
look,
did
look,
nothing.
Look,
I
I
don't think you did
disappeared.
nothing.
I
don't think you
disappeared.
did nothing.
I
Let me see.
disappeared. Oh no, I'm dead. Oh god.
And you can't even see me. Give me that.
Oh fuck yeah, you asshole.
Back to the question. What was like the core, like one of the best core memories you had with your friends playing the game?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Let me get that. Let me get that.
What
Let me
was
get
the
that.
what? What was it again?
What was like the best core memory? Give me that.
How come you do it and then every time I try to do it, it's fucking not happening?
What are you trying to do?
Like to do the
Transformation?
teleportation.
Oh, yeah, press circle. Like quick. Oh, but like what was like one of the core memory you had as a, you know, playing with your friends with the video game? Like what was the best core memory you had with your friends?
I think just yeah, hanging out. Honestly, not even playing video games, but like hanging out outside was like the coolest thing. You know, like just like there was like a curb that was in between all of our houses, and we would just all hang out. Like we would meet there, and you know, like after maybe we'd go to do something and all that, but then eventually we end up back outside and kind of like finish the evening out. And so that was always fun to just be able to like hang out and shoot the shit, and you know we're all going home or something. Like that was cool. It was a cool little moment of life. Yeah,
And what do you miss, like, you know, comes up back then? Damn.
I know.
That was the last one?
That was my last guy. Yeah, exactly. I'm warming up, but
Yeah, that's all right. Well, you know,
Let me get one more round.
first time around, you know, I gotta
Yeah.
get, you know, I gotta get the, you know, the.
yeah, I'm getting my on-camera jitters out. My
You
on-camera
knocked my
jitters.
controllers, bro.
I
What's
know.
going on here? What happened?
I know, exactly.
I caught him mid-question. Yeek.
Answer this question and then
Get blasted with a comment afterwards.
This is forcing me to play on like an entirely new level. We'll try and fix that.
Nah, you're good. You're good. Are you still able to play with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
This is
cool.
good. This is good.
So, yeah, like bring us back to that. Like I don't want to, you know, take on the curtains too much, but like how is, you know, comparing life then like now, you know, what were some things you missed? What were some things that you treasured? And what were some things that you had 2 daughters, right?
Yeah, I have 2 daughters.
And
yes.
what kind of advice would you give based off like, you know?
I
your
mean,
past?
say first of all, let's just open.
Yeah,
that
I
one's
got you.
good. I would say, yeah, just like enjoy, you know, like hopefully as a parent, you do enough to just let them focus on their friends and their kind of kid life. So that's always important to just let them be kids, I think, at the end of the day. But it does end. It does move on. So like, you really, if you don't enjoy it in the moment, then yeah, like there's nothing really you can do. And I think I've seen that sometimes where you meet parents or you have situations where parents like maybe had kids too early or something, and that's always complicated, for the kids and for the parents. So yeah, it's tough, and like it's also like that thing of like kids raising kids, like
Dude,
that's tough too. So but other than that though, it's a blessing and it's fun, and you get a life's worth of experiences with it. So I'm just starting the journey because my kids are old. I mean, your kids pretty. Both your kids are pretty older than.
No longer kids.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
So yeah, dude, like I can't imagine that side of things yet, and yet that's such a big part of it because it is part of the life. So we'll see how that happens.
And how do you what kind of advice would you give like the people that are like having to deal with that? You know what I mean? Like having to deal with the raising a kid and a kid. You know what I mean? Like what? Because I feel like that's the tough part of like you don't enjoy it that much, and then you just jump into like adult life quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I would be like, maybe definitely you gotta reevaluate whatever you're doing and focus on them. Because, like, they're going to have needs. Hopefully you have family that can help you out. That's always nice if you have some support system. So lean on that, but also be grateful for it, But, yeah, that's really about it. I mean, and just enjoy them, too, it goes by quick, too. So I guess that's really, like, all I can kind of think about.
No, you're fine. Yeah. No, I get that. And that's your team?
I'll go with these guys. Let's see this.
Come on, Kevin. All right, come on. Team Gohan is the GOAT, bro. Team Gohan is the GOAT, bro. Look at that. You gonna see this Team Gohan takeover right here,
dude.
Bro.
I'm getting all this is like getting me hungry. I'm like getting so worked up. I'm like, oh god. Yeah,
dude. Definitely got your appetite up. Dude, and is this like your first podcast or like the first?
Yeah, dude. So I remember with a buddy once, with the same buddy Ed Lee, we tried to do something like a movie commentary podcast thing, and we did one episode, and like then we got tired of doing it, So yeah, but other than that, I haven't done one before. But you do a lot of podcasts, don't you?
Yeah, so I run. So for me, people get to know me a little bit. I run the Flavor Podcast. Shout out Los. I'm the media engineer over there, and like this is like my first time doing. Well, this is my first time. So I'm an alumni at Illinois Media School, and I did my wrestling show. So it was like a bunch of like, it was just about a show just about wrestling. I liked it. Thing is that I just didn't get motivated by it. It wasn't like me thing, and I had to follow like certain rules that I didn't really like. So I wanted to just do my own thing now, and that's what I had ZX in the back of my head for like a while, and I was gonna turn it into like this culture thing, like people just if you know type of thing,
Right.
And that's kind of like what I want. I don't want the celebrity status. I want just a community that loves me and I love it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's ZX right there. But I'm glad you be part of the ZX world that is gonna be expanded on for like hopefully years. And
yeah, dude.
I'm pretty grateful and first of all honored that I'm gonna whoop your ass and that you're like my first person on the show.
So quick, this dude dies. All right, there we go. Now your guy's dead. Thank God. There's some justice in this world.
Let's go. Oh, dang! Come on. Dude, so like, what was like your like? Hold on.
There we go.
Woo!
All right. Let's battle this out in the waves.
You gotta battle this out. So, what was like your first like? God damn it. This is Chicago moment.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's a good. I mean, before we moved here, I came with my wife on like a couple of trips to visit her mom, so like my mother-in-law.
Right.
And I mean, definitely, I was like thinking of like, dude, like the sky. I was like, whoa! And we came during we came once during the winter, and I just remember it being like, dude, I can't see the sun as much or the sky.
You're like, bro, this ain't Florida. What
I'm
the
like,
hell?
whoa, these like it felt gloomier too. I was like, damn, it's scary, yo. Like I was like, I'm scared and I'm cold. You know, like I was like, that's scary.
How long did it take you to like kind of like settle in though? Like how long did that take you?
It took a while, dude. I mean,
I bet.
So we came once during the winter, and then we came once during the summer, and I think I like the summer more, even though that has its own kind of vibes to it.
Yeah, Summertime Shy is like a vibe right there.
And but basically, I think it takes some time. When we moved here, it took me about like 6 months, and then I like felt like I had a routine. I like knew my neighborhood. I knew what was around.
And when did you grow up? What part of Chicago? Do you remember?
My wife, she's from Jefferson Park, so the north side. Yeah.
So north side. Okay, north side. Okay.
But so it was cool, and since then we've been exploring a lot, and there's a lot to this city. It's really beautiful and special, and it's got a lot going. Like in working here and meeting, Aaron and Josh and everybody that comes through these doors, like it helps me understand the city more too,
That's true. Yeah. I think that's a certain appreciation I get from like a lot of these students. Like even if it's not like Chicago, like Joshua's like from New York, straight from Brooklyn, you know what I mean?
Right.
Shout out Josh, shout out East Coast,
Yeah, that's right. That's why he says instead of audio, he says auto.
Auto.
It sounds better than me, man.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough.
Right, and you get like this like different tastes of different worlds, and one of the things that I wanted to ask, speaking of Chicago, was what was a misconception of Chicago that you like kind of got experienced here?
It's like one of those
like, cause I know the South Side. Be careful.
The minute you walk out your door, that you're gonna get riddled with bullets. Like I'm like, what? Like I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, and it really is not like that at all. But at the same time, you got my wife is like, I feel like she was like a Chicago hater because she grew up here, but then she's also like this like every time I say something, she's like, but that's Chicago. You don't understand. You're not from. And I'm like, oh my God. All right. Well, look at you feeding into that fucking whole hysteria of it, But the food is dope, though. I think it's crazy the amount of food you can get here, and the Mexican food. Because in South Florida, you don't get a lot of Mexican food.
That's surprising to me.
Yeah, you get Cuban food and Venezuelan food, and Colombian food, but no really good Mexican joints. Not at least in a lot of years I was there. In the what? Oh yeah, Jamaican food, Haitian food.
Yeah, you get a lot of like
Bahamian
surprisingly
food.
Chicago, and then what I got to learn like growing up in the city, because I grew up on the north side, but my family, had a granite company,
Oh, okay.
So we were always like in south, west, east, wherever, wherever we were, taken to be, So, Kevin, so are you like at all like planning to like, turn back to Florida, or like what's the end goal? Like, are you planning to stay here your whole life, or?
No, I think we'll stay here for at least like the next year or two for sure. Right. So, but after that, you never know. I mean, we might not even go back to Florida. It might be something completely different. But yeah, that for now, there's no concrete plans for that.
Man. So, what are the future plans for Kevin? Like, I know you've been doing a lot of film stuff. You're a big part. Like, film is basically part of your whole life. I assume, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you have, going on? Is there any like projects you want to talk about, or anything like that?
Yes, definitely. So the next really big thing is what will be my second feature film, which is going to be a feature-length documentary, which I've never done before. I've done short documentaries, and then my first feature was kind of like an experimental narrative, so not really, I would call it a documentary. But yeah, and so this is something really close to my heart. It's close to my growing up in Florida and meeting people, and it's basically about fatherhood in this rural town that's called Pahokee, and this town is found in actually West Palm Beach County. It's okay. So you know how Florida has that eye in the center of the state,
yeah.
And that's called Lake Okeechobee. And basically, there's a town that is on the border of that. One of the towns is called Pahokee. So. And it's this town that is really rich and beautiful, but it's kind of like it has a a Chicago outsider's sort of perspective where people would judge it on the wrong reasons, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so basically what I did was I spent a year following some friends who have become dads or are becoming dads and kind of documenting that process of them getting ready for that. So that's the next thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so, how excited are you for that project? Are you like what's the date looking like? Or what type of time do you looking to release that documentary? Do you have a planned date?
Yeah, I think so. We're really hoping for like a premiere in 2026.
Oh,
so
okay.
The new year at a festival.
Ah,
So we're really
okay.
we're finishing up the post audio work on it.
Okay.
And I got a really great opportunity to work with somebody that I'm really excited to, and we're working, and it's a collaboration that I think is going to be special. And man, to just imagine that final product, and then and hopefully, you know, getting into like a decent festival, and man, from there you don't know what can happen, you know, but at least sharing it with the world, that's what we want to do.
Nice.
Sharing it with people and you guys here.
Nice.
Y'all gonna watch that thing, even if you
they
hate
gonna
it.
watch.
I'm gonna make you
A lot
watch
of them
it.
left, but they gonna watch. Joshua was here though. Joshua was here though.
Exactly.
All right, we here with it.
Exactly.
So before we're coming up here near the end, what I like to do in the end
For sure.
is ask you just one last question,
Tell me.
so this is kind of like the deep side of the show, right? This is
Did I
kinda like
win?
closing up. No, you definitely lost.
Oh god damn it.
Like here, let's see the
Yeah,
audience look. Like, I
geez.
definitely
I thought
won
I
that.
won. I thought I
Best
won.
out of 2, best out of 3, won the
And
whole
also
thing.
with the whole crowd's gone.
Yeah,
too.
they were like, yeah, he's getting into
we
that.
started
We
with
already knew.
we started with a full room, and these are the few
We already
standing.
knew. So, one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, what was, if you were comfortable to talk about it,
Yeah.
what was the lowest point in your life, and how did you get out of that?
Dang, lowest point of my life. That's just tough. I don't know if I have like a super good answer for that. I mean, I think I've had like a few low points, but I really think that like how I get out of anything most of the time is faith. Right, you gotta have faith. You gotta have it in a higher power, whatever you think it is, and then at the same time, friends and family. You know, and I really, going back to something I said earlier, is having a passion. Like,
Yeah.
that's a good compass.
Right.
You know, it gives you direction and how to move forward, and it can really kind of like keep you out of certain situations that aren't good for you, and it'll give you something to focus on when you might, you know, that saying, idle hands do the devil's work.
Yeah.
So like if you have always something that you're sort of trying to get better at, it might keep you from, you know, getting into trouble with something else, or just wasting your time or your money in another venture, you know, that you're not even excited about. So I would say those are always things to try to find out about yourself, and they'll help you.
All right.
Yeah.
And then going up from here, what is something that you wanna, when it's all said and done, what do you want to leave your stamp on the world to? What is one thing that you want people to remember you as, or what is one thing that you want people to, you want to leave here?
Well, I want people to know that the best pizza in the world is from Pizza Hut. And I don't care what nobody else says. I don't care anybody from New York, what they be saying. I don't care what anybody from Chicago be saying. The best pizza is not anywhere else but Pizza Hut. It's the best, dude. It's delicious. And the thin and crispy pepperoni is my jam. So if you wanna do me good, just buy me one of those. And that's just what it is. Just remember that if you don't remember nothing else.
So Pizza Hut's your thing?
Pizza Hut is king. Like, shit's God.
All right, bro. Where can they find you? You have a YouTube? Do you have anything? Do you have any of these films or any of these platforms?
Yeah, just look it up. Kevin Contento. I got a website. I got I got my social medias that's linked on there. So just you'll find me. Just Google me, and love your support. But definitely support the ZX show, and stay tuned.